Alright, it is, I'm not even wearing a watch because I can't wear one to the hospital. It's got to be a bit after 5 and I'm on my way. It is surgery day. Alright, I'm awake. I went into surgery at 7:30 and woke up in recovery at 11. It is nearly 12 and I definitely feel kind of sleepy. I keep falling asleep, waking up, but I'm on the other side. Pain isn't too bad thanks to this, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. So I've had a good sleep for the past couple hours. Now I'm gonna try and eat something. It looks like I've got some sort of vegetable stir fry, and I think maybe this is soup, and then some fruit salad. So I'll see how I go. My throat is a bit sore, you can probably tell, but I'm just gonna see how I feel having a bit of food. It's a bit later. It is just a bit after 5 and I'm having dinner quite early, but that's okay. I didn't manage to eat all of it before what I had for lunch since I didn't want to overeat and shock my system. But I've just got some sort of curry, I guess, and it is vegan as well. I've got some soy custard or something for dessert, so they do seem pretty accommodating. And I ended up having a coffee as well because I was so sleepy and sending some shocking text messages. Alright, I have just woken up. I wouldn't say after sleep because I've been waking up every hour, almost on the hour overnight in pain, but I had some packing inside after surgery which is gone, and my catheter out, so I feel so much more comfortable and normal, and now I'm waiting for breakfast. Alright, breakfast time. I've got some avocado and toast and also some coffee. They gave it to me with soy milk since they didn't have any other milk, but that's fine. I can still drink it, so I'm just gonna have this now. Alright, it's dinner time. I've got some sort of Mexican quinoa and bean bowl with a bit of salad. It looks pretty good. I'm not super hungry, but I will give it a go. I don't think I've updated in a bit since yesterday. Yesterday was the second day I was here, and Bren visited me. He brought my Switch, so I was a bit more entertained, and he spent a couple hours, and then basically just more resting. I had a shower, and that made me feel a lot better. And now I've woken up after 2 nights here and I think I'm going home today. Alright, I'm back in normal clothes and I'm ready to go home. I missed you, sweetie. Alright, so it's actually a couple days later now. It is Tuesday, so 6 days post-op. I've been home a couple days now and I've just been settling back into a routine and sort of figuring out what I can do, what is sort of enough movement for me to get back to normal, sort of progressing that way, and what is too much. I'm just figuring that out, and I think I'm in a pretty good spot with my routine, so I thought I would share what I get up to. It is 7:30, I've hopped up, and one thing I need to do pretty early each morning when I wake up is actually take some medication. I'm not going to show this, but I just thought I'd explain in case anyone else has to do this. I have to take an injection, and this is to prevent blood clots. I do remember last time I had my surgery, this was just a laparoscopy with this same surgeon. He had mentioned it was a possibility back then, but I didn't have to do it, and I was very relieved at the time. I think this time, because I'm just bound to be a bit more sedentary, it is important. It's only for a week and I've been able to do it for a good couple of days now by myself, so it doesn't faze me as much. But when they first told me I had to do my injections, I was very scared, but I've been able to do it, and it doesn't sound like everyone has to. I think it depends on the surgeon. But either way, I'm about to take that. It is called Clexane. Just put it in my leg. I know that I was told you can put it in your tummy, but obviously my tummy is very tender, so I'm not doing that. And it doesn't really hurt. I feel like I should mention that. The needle doesn't hurt, but the injection itself does sting a bit. But I've only got like 4 or 5 days left, so I'm not too stressed. But I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna have breakfast, but I wanna get this hard part out of the way first. All right, I hope you can hear me over the dishwasher, but I'm just having breakfast. I've got some strawberries, which I just cut up, and I've got a piece of toast. I'm making up for lost time on the multi-grain bread. I really missed stuff like this. And I'm just having that with some butter and Vegemite. So, very hungry, I'm about to start eating. All right, now that I've had my breakfast, I'm just gonna have some coffee and sit out on the back deck while Bren plays with the dogs. I'm gonna walk around a bit with them as well and throw a couple balls around just to get moving a bit myself. Playtime's done, and I'm pretty excited because I'm about to go out of the house for the first time since I got back from the hospital. I have been out on dog walks, but I'm actually going somewhere. I'm going to the shops. I've got to pick up a few things from the supermarket while Brendan goes and get some photos printed because we're decorating the house, and I never thought I'd be so excited to go to Kmart and even the supermarket. So I've got a little bag and I'm just about to head out. Alright, so here's the few little things that I picked up. I've got some fruit. I've been trying to eat a lot more fruit lately, and I've just got some more strawberries and a pineapple. That should last me a while. Since the weather is slowly heating up, I was just craving pineapple. I've got some of these corn thins. They're really good for snacks. I like to have them with hummus or just peanut butter for breakfast. And then I've got some things to make brownies. So I needed some more vegan butter, and this one is the best. I do really like this one. And just some thickened cream to go on top. This is also pretty good, but as far as I've seen, there aren't really too many thickened creams out on the market, but still, this one is pretty nice. And I needed chocolate as well to go in. So there are a few other brands that I use, but this is all I could find today. Still better than nothing. I have tried these before and they work well in baking. And then I just got some candles. So I'll bake in a little bit, but for now I'm just gonna pack everything away and sit down for a little bit. Now it's about 10:30, and this mid-morning point of day is typically where I like to sit and just play a bit of Animal Crossing and relax for a bit. So I'm gonna do that. Alright, I played my game for an hour and now I'm just going to have some lunch. We had takeaway Indian last night and I have leftovers, so I think this is just some sort of lentil dal and vegetable korma. And then I've just got some naan and we've got some rice underneath, all vegan. There's a local place that has a pretty good selection, so I'm just going to eat this now. Obviously didn't take any time to prepare, but I am feeling pretty hungry, I think, from walking around and playing with the dogs and all, so I decided to have a pretty big lunch. And I'm just going to eat this now. Alright, I'm done with lunch now and I'm feeling pretty good energy wise. So I've come into my little home gym space, and what I'm going to do is just a small walk on the treadmill. I did this as I built my energy up after my previous surgery, which was just my laparoscopy for endometriosis last year. I haven't used the treadmill so far this year for this surgery. Obviously I've used the treadmill, but since my surgery, any walking I've done has been outside with the dogs, and I still might do that later, but since I'm feeling like I have so much energy and I want to break from screens right now, I'm just going to walk for about 30 minutes and maybe like listen to a podcast or something, because I do really need to build up my movement. Obviously I did a bit of walking at the shops. I'll do this now and then maybe a walk later if I have the energy, just because I can't rest all day. It would be quite bad for me. I know just the risks due to blood clots, and even thinking about if I go from doing nothing to like normal everyday activities, the shift would be quite dramatic. So I'm just slowly building up, and it's not going to be too strenuous or anything. I know I can't run for 6 weeks. It's just going to be a simple walk. So we're going to do that. And yeah, it's so casual. I'm not even going to wear sneakers, just some socks, keep it comfy. Alright, now that my little walk is done, I've just come back inside and I'll have another rest period before I do anything else. I think that was pretty achievable though. I definitely feel tired, like in the past a 30-minute pure walk wouldn't tire me out, but just since the surgery I get tired pretty easily, but there's not really much pain. In fact, I don't know how much I've explained in the video so far. Even when I woke up first thing from surgery, I had very minimal pain. I know I explained I had discomfort from like packing post-surgery, and I think the catheter and drain that I had in, but after they were taken out I just felt so much better. Since then I've really not taken any painkillers. I know I was taking Panadol and Nurofen at the hospital just because they gave it to me. I took it, I figured I may as well, and I was given some strong painkillers. I want to say it's Palexia, and I've only had a couple of those, and not even for my stomach but for my back. I think my back was getting a bit sore from lying around and not moving much, but I've tried to move more the past couple days and that has settled. I think what also helps is I am very lightly stretching whenever I have a shower. Nothing major in terms of stretching, but just sort of moving around my spine, and that helps. Also, while I'm on the subject of talking about my back, one thing I wanted to mention, because this is kind of relevant to any abdominal surgery, the laparoscopy, when they pump gas in to look at everything. After waking from surgery, pretty much everyone always has pretty bad shoulder pain. I know my previous surgery I had worse shoulder pain, and this time wasn't as bad. I think because I had the drain. I've heard apparently that helps. I don't really know how, because I know it's sucking out blood and fluid, but maybe it's reducing the gas as well. I know in my previous video where I spoke about what I was packing and bringing, I said about all these clothes I'd bring. At the hospital I literally just wore the gown the whole time, and I wore the clothes home that I wore to the hospital, if that makes sense. So I guess a little piece of advice, unless you're staying a really long time and have the effort to change out of a hospital gown, probably no sense in taking clothes. I don't know why I didn't think that through, but yeah, I didn't need anything in the end. I know I explained how I had to change everything from a suitcase to smaller bags. I brought one backpack with me on the day, and when I was staying more than one night, Brendan came and brought my Switch and my second bag that just had more entertainment stuff, so I didn't need any extra clothes. But yes, those are a few points that I've neglected to mention until now. Anyway, what I'm going to do from here, I think, is jump in the shower and do that very light stretching as well. The heat on my back definitely helps too, so can't wait to do that. Plus, it was quite surprising how sweaty I got on that walk just then. Even though it was a light walk, the weather is really warming up, so I definitely need a shower, and then I'll take another break before I do anything else more strenuous. So I'm just going to do that. Also, I'm sure you've been able to notice a bit of a difference in my appearance between the start of the video and these clips today, because yesterday I did my lash fi and my nails. The lash fi was pretty quick, and these nails are just little glue-ons because I needed to feel less like a piece of shit and this really helps. So I'm not putting on makeup or anything, and I'm basically wearing sweats every day, but having little things like this really help. Alright, what I'm about to do now is a very once-off task but I thought I would share because I'm pretty excited. I'm going to be doing some baking since I still have a good amount of energy, and what I'll be baking is some brownies for Brennan's birthday tomorrow, since he loves brownies, probably more than any other cake, and I guess I'll just give him one of his brownies with one of the candles on, just for a little thing. But I'm going to make these up, and then obviously I can enjoy them as well. This doesn't take too long to make, and I figured I'd better do the baking now since he's actually popped out of the house to visit one of his friends. So I've got everything I need. This is, I think, all of my ingredients for the most part, and my little handwritten recipe from years ago. This is my old non-vegan recipe. It's very much the same. Obviously I use vegan butter, and I use an egg replacement, which is flax seeds and water. It definitely doesn't look like mixed egg, but it has that same consistency in the mix. So I'm just going to start mixing this up, and I'll put a time lapse in, and I think maybe I'll put a bit of a recipe on screen or down below as well. Alright, brownies are out of the oven, just cooling on a rack. I cleaned up the kitchen while they were cooking, and I also cut up some pineapple that I bought today. So now I might have some of that and sit out on the back deck and read for a little bit. Alright, I've read a good chunk of my book, and because I feel well rested and like I have enough energy, it's time to walk the dogs, and I'm going to go along as well. I'm not holding onto any leashes or tying any leashes onto me right now. I'm just walking alongside, but it's just good to get those steps in still. It's a while since the dog walk, since we got back, and it was quite a walk today. We went out for 45 minutes, which is on the longer end of things for me these days. So I got back very tired and had a little lie down on my acupressure mat, which, surprise, I fell asleep. Had a little nap, and I've since woken up. I've just gotten changed and done my skincare for the night, and I thought I'd actually show you what I have to wear these days. Come to think of it, after the walk, I thought I'd show you. I just checked. I've hit over 10,000 steps, so it's been a very busy day for me these days. I am wearing compression stockings from the hospital still, just at night when I'm doing sort of a bit of nothing, resting. I think that I was told to wear these about a week since I got out of hospital, so I'll just do a few more days at night when I'm doing not too much. For the first few days, these were on basically all the time when I was doing nothing, because I know it helps prevent blood clots. But I am ready for bed, pajamas, skincare like I said, and Bren has been making dinner. We're having fajitas tonight. Alright, it's after dinner, and because that new episode or new series of House of the Dragon is out, we're going to try and watch that. There's just one episode, but it's a long one, so that's what the plan is tonight. Alright, it's now the end of the night. I've just finished getting ready for bed after watching that episode. There was only one out at the moment, so we watched House of the Dragon, and like I said, I've gotten ready for bed. So I've brushed my teeth and done my skincare. It is still pretty early. It's a bit after 9:30, but I am so tired, so I just want to get ready for bed now, and I think I might watch some YouTube and drift off to sleep. Obviously, I've said today's been a bit busy, and clearly most of this vlog has been one day now, and then little bits before, right after the surgery, and on surgery day. But yeah, I think this is maybe a good example of a lot of things I've done since coming home. I'm excited as well, knowing that each day moving forwards, I'll be able to do even more as I get back to full control of my body. Obviously not lifting anything heavy or doing anything stupid, but I'm just glad that I'm getting back on track. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to be going to bed, so I will be leaving you here. Before I go, I just wanted to thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please give me a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm unsure what my next video will be, if it'll be week 2, potentially if I've got enough to share, or maybe I'll just do an update in a couple weeks time explaining all of this and different videos to mix it up a bit. I'm not sure, but either way, I will continue to share updates as I find anything important, but for now, I'm in a really good spot. Just shy of a week post-op, and I feel mostly back to normal. Obviously, I've got incisions, I've got disposable stitches still in and all, and I'm taking things easy, but this is so much easier than I thought it would be, and I can't stress enough how waking up post-op and every day since, I've not had any pains that were even close to my pain beforehand, like before surgery. So it's definitely really promising so far. But that's enough waffling from me. Like I said, I will be leaving you here, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.